But this particular parcel was one of the biggest issues in the community, and this block alone has been one of the biggest polluted blocks in the community. So the main issue starting from the jump was, how do we take this parcel and turn it into a space where the community can enjoy? And number two was, how do we deal with the pollution issue? So we came up with a nature play space. And I always find that one of the biggest challenges that we face when doing work like this is changing the mindset of the people in the community, especially people who aren't used to a nature play space or aren't used to nice green parks in their neighborhood. How do we change the mindset of people living around it, and how do we get them involved and invested in a nature play space? So that's always has been a challenge and always will be a challenge, but I think some of the neighbors around here are starting to get used to it being there.
Well, when I first came around here, like I said, it wasn't up for trash and bricks and dirt. You have to shovel it out, got rid of the weeds and everything. Just to see the progress of it, you know, that's my favorite thing. So we did this.
And so we have so many partners. All those folks help to do all our parks. Nature Play Space is one that we're highlighting, but we also have 4 other parks in the community. And they really provide just a safe space and a place to play, and also an amenity for the community residents.
When it was under construction, I was like, it just always looked weird to me, but when I saw the finished product, I was like, oh, that's a good job. That's a good job, Mr. Ashley.
I live not too far from here, so most of the time I see a lot of kids in this park, and I see them playing with the sand, have their toys out here, their friends, their jump hopscotching. And I think what communities like Druidites, what's overlooked in communities like Druid Heights is the benefit of green spaces in our communities, and the health benefits and the mental health benefits, and the benefit the benefit it brings to the community altogether. It raises the property value, it raises people's spirits, and I just think that more communities like Druid Heights should invest in more usable green spaces.
I actually like the way the plants are placed. Like I said, when it was under construction, I couldn't visualize it, but when it was complete, I was like, that's really nice. So I just like the way everything was placed and laid out. It was a nice concept.
For me, working with Druid Heights and National Wildlife Federation, and even the community, just trying to get the ideas of what we wanted to put in, which was basically educational stuff for kids, and so the play space was a big part of it. We had the hopscotch and the play stumps and the sand pit, and the bridge was, the idea with that is that underneath the bridge is a dry stream bed. But the whole, for me, I think the best thing was just working with all, like I said, really the community as well. The nice thing about this is it catches most of the water that comes into the space. So all of the rainwater eventually comes and collects down here. So it parks into the ground. We've got the iris and some zizia and the space magnolia here. So it's very functional. So that helps to take all the pollutants out of the water.
Well, let me tell you, they always drafted me for something or another. And they say we're gonna clean up that area down in the 1900s block. So come and help us. And that's what I did. Like I said, and I'm glad I did because it really turned out much, much better than it was.
We renovated a double vacant lot, so this used to be two different houses, and it is the most densely populated street in the Druid Heights community, and there was no previous green space on this street. So we were approached by the Druid Heights Community Development Corporation a few years ago actually, and this project had already been in the works for a few years, where the community had come together, had worked together on the design with Ashley Kidner, and had come up with this idea for a beautiful green space that incorporates nature play, native plants, and manages stormwater runoff. At any time, it's extremely important that kids have access to green space and have access to unstructured playtime, not just playing out in a field or playing sports. Really provides a lot of mental, physical, and social benefits for those kids. And so in an urban environment, it's even more important since they most likely don't have a backyard that they can just go out and play in.
My favorite space is here in the front because you have the murals, you have the tree stumps, and it's just, the entryway into the park. There's two murals from community residents, and then the other mural shows historical figures, and it's just the entryway message, so that's my favorite part. Yeah.
We, the community, would like to thank the National Wildlife Federation because when they first came to us, or when we first approached them about turning this dump site into a green space, they were not only welcoming, but they went above and beyond to find ways to help. So it was not only some help, but it was guidance along the way. And we appreciate their guidance because like any other community, we don't know what it's like to bring nature into an inner city community. So we first want to thank the National Wildlife Federation, Chesapeake Bay, and all of those partners who are helping inner city communities improve the green space.